Justin Tucker is nasty, man. You could even argue Justin Tucker is the nastiest of nasty men. Deshaun Watson earned the phrase nasty man when his allegations came out, 20 plus, damn near 30 plus accusations, different massage therapists accusing him of sexual inappropriate conduct. Now we have Justin Tucker, arguably the GOAT in terms of kickers, who has not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but about 16 allegations, 16 different victims, 16 different massage therapists, all alleging that Justin Tucker, from his rookie season, about 2012 to about 2016, was sexually inappropriate in numerous spas and wellness center in the Baltimore, Maryland area. You know how I do here. My name is The Sam D. I give you sports news, unfiltered, unbiased. The information I have for you is dense. It's a lot of stuff to talk about. I have notes that I've had to read articles and take down notes just to make sure I have all the pertinent information. I did all the reading, so you don't have to. Okay, let me go ahead and get my screens up and we will move forward. Okay, so as you see here, Ravens Justin Tucker accused of inappropriate sexual behavior by 6 massage therapists. That was the original number. That number is now 16, not 6. So this is where we're at. This is actual journalism. I know in today's day and age, journalism is seen as a thing from a bygone era. And there's an attack on journalism, and it's all about, everything is opinion based. Everything is about, well, what's your thoughts? What's your opinion? What's your take? This is hardcore factual information, even though it's still just alleged in regards to what Justin Tucker is accused of being done. But the information in this story, if you go through it, has been corroborated. Yes, this man has been banned by 2 different spas in the Baltimore, Maryland area. Again, when you compare this to the original nasty man, the OG nasty man, if you will, in Deshaun Watson, he was hitting up masseuse therapists and massage therapists on IG and having them come to the crib. Justin Tucker was out here in these streets going to public places and trying to get his shit off with massage therapists. He was going to high-end spots. This isn't no Robert Kraft rub and tug in the middle of nowhere like Robert Kraft. This was Justin Tucker going to high-level 4- and 5-star spas and wellness centers trying to get it off in every way imaginable. This man is nasty, okay? Now, obviously, this man has come out and he's denied it. He denies the ban and he denies any wrongdoing with any massage therapist. The problem is this, right? And now it's time to go to the notes. 16 therapists, 8 spas and wellness centers. So 16 therapists over 8 different spas and wellness centers in the Baltimore, Maryland area. Of those 8, 2, as you see here in the article, 2 have banned this man. Now, if you've been following this story, the reports of what he was doing has been wide open. It's been out for the world to see. It was on the Elon app. It was on Facebook. This man was being dirty in plain sight. But whether it's because he was just a kicker, whether it because he looks unassuming like he's not a professional athlete, or because he was really good at his job, no one made any word of what Justin Tucker was being accused of doing, and it was hiding in plain sight. There were tweets that were out there in the open. If you just search Justin Tucker spa prior to all these allegations, you would see that people were laughing and mocking at the fact that they had heard rumors that Justin Tucker would have been banned because of his behavior at different spas and wellness centers throughout the Baltimore, Maryland area. So this was not new to people that were in the know. This was a known thing within not just the Baltimore, Maryland area. This was a known thing within the massage community in the Baltimore, Maryland area. Now that does bring up a bigger question. What involvement did the Ravens have in knowing what was going on with their Pro Bowl, All Pro, some again would say the GOAT kicker in Justin Tucker? How much did they know, and did they do anything if they were given any information, any insight, any tea about this information? Now, they're going to tell you they learned of this the same time we did. But do we actually believe that? Do we believe that an NFL organization that has PIs at the combine for not just FBS players, but FCS players too? They have PIs for players on their actual roster who they deem to be problematic. They have people that are sleuths on the internet that will go into message boards, in chat rooms, in Discords, in Reddit, and try to find information out on players. You're telling me nobody in the Ravens front office, in the whole organization, had any word that on Facebook and the Elon app, that people were openly talking about how their prize kicker was being hella nasty across 8 different spas and wellness centers in their own backyard? I find that hard to believe. What say you? So how did this information come to be? So this information was uncovered because message board post, the Elon app tweets, social media broke this story. Social media allowed these now 16 massage therapists to have a voice and speak to what happened to them. Social media has now given them the grace to be able to be open and upfront about what happened to them. And all of a sudden, I'm not hearing the national fervor. I'm not hearing the national outcry. When Deshaun Watson was accused of being the nastiest of nasty men until Justin Tucker, this thing was front page news for weeks, for months, on TV, on streams, on podcasts, on social media. This thing was front of mind all the time of how nasty Deshaun Watson was, and maybe still is. But when it comes to this Justin Tucker thing, we had the big headline about a month or so ago in regards to this story, which came out, January 30th? So over a month ago, we had this story, and it got its headlines and it got its clicks. But then after a few days, it went away. After a few days, we got caught up in the minutia of the Super Bowl, then draft season, and now NFL free agency, all the minutia, all the stuff that's being put in our faces. Meanwhile, there's a guy who is likely to be in the Hall of Fame someday that is being accused of being sexually inappropriate by first 6, but now 16 different massage therapists. Where is the outrage? Where is the fervor? Where is the energy? The energy is not being kept in this Justin Tucker allegations, unlike Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson was public enemy number 1 for the entirety of his situation. Even though you had a small minority community who were trying to ride for Deshaun Watson, and that was problematic in itself. But by and large, it was roast Deshaun season, and deservedly so, because he's a nasty man. But when it comes to Justin Tucker, who has now to be, even though it's still alleged, is certainly pointing towards being a nasty man, I'm not hearing no outcry. I'm not hearing no rage. I'm not hearing no protest. I'm not seeing nobody burning no Justin Tucker jerseys. I'm not seeing an outcry for the Ravens to step up and say something outside of what you're going to do. That's been the biggest thing of people hollering at the Baltimore Ravens on social media. What are y'all going to do with Justin Tucker? It's not release him. It's not cut him. It's not, I'll look at y'all differently as an organization if you keep him. It's just, what are y'all going to do? When it was nasty, man, it was, oh, you got to cut this guy. How dare y'all continue to have this guy on your roster? It's not that energy. It's what you're going to do. And why are they saying what you're going to do? Because Justin Tucker still has some value. And that's where this whole thing in regards to players, if Deshaun Watson was still the guy we thought he once was at his, now you have to say it, his peak in Houston, the outcry wouldn't have been so crazy, even amongst Cleveland Brown fans, when all the stuff came to be. It's much easier to kick a player, you know, when they do something inappropriate, do something problematic, when they're also not providing value on the field, when they're not living up to what they're supposed to do on the field. And Justin Tucker, clearly coming off one of his worst, probably his worst season ever as a kicker, it's now really simple to just be like, yeah, we're good on this. Even though you might be the GOAT, you might be a Hall of Famer one day, you might do all those things. You might go into the Hall of Fame as a Raven. As of right now, because of these cases that you have, with 16, again, on just January 30th, it was 6th. Then February 1st, they found 3 more to 9. Now we're in March. We're up to 16. The number can keep growing. And again, this is just a small window from 2012, his rookie season, to about 2016. So over the course of those 4 seasons, 16 massage therapists have reported this man for doing nasty activities. And similar to Deshaun Watson, most of these massage therapists were very new to the game or just very young in general. So while Nasty Man was in the IG DMs recruiting his massage therapist to pull up to the crib, we have Justin Tucker, who was out here searching and combing different spas and wellness centers for the young, fresh, new massage therapist. That shows intent, Your Honor. That shows premeditation, Your Honor. Where's the energy? I'm not seeing it at all. Now, we can obviously make the racial component and say that has a lot to do with it. And I'm fully aware that Justin Tucker is just a kicker. So to most people, he's barely an athlete in the first place. But for those who actually know football, they know how important Justin Tucker has been to the Ravens and just to the game in terms of how prolific he is at his position. He's a known football player. He's a known commodity. And the thing about it is the spots that he was going to, again, in the story, in the notes, he was going to spas and wellness centers that were known for treating high-level athletes. Again, this wasn't no Bob Kraft rub and tug that the Orange Man put him on to. This is spas and wellness centers with high ratings that other Ravens players, Baltimore Oriole players were frequently attending. So these masseuses, these massage therapists were accustomed to dealing with athletes and treated them accordingly. And yet Justin Tucker was taking advantage of that and manipulating these women to do things that they did not want to do. Yet as of right now, this man is still employed and is still due to draw a contract and get more bread and get more acclaim, more status, and more stats to pad his Hall of Fame resume career by the Baltimore Ravens. Why is this man still employed? Nasty Man came under fire. HBO did a whole damn near Real Sports profile piece on Deshaun Watson and his victims. They put him as whoever wanted to be on TV could be on TV and to talk their story. Where is that with Justin Tucker? Because if you want to give me the QB versus kicker thing, that's cool until I tell you Justin Tucker is way better at what he does and more acclaimed for what he does than what Nasty Man Deshaun Watson was at that point in time with his allegations. So if Nasty Man, who was already on the decline, could get aired out and be public enemy number 1 and was fodder for the internet and was roasted everywhere he went, where's that energy for the man that sings opera down in Bmore? Where's the energy for the man that does charity all throughout the Baltimore, Maryland area? This man is on local TV ads promoting himself, the game, the brand, everything to this day. Yet 16 massage therapists have said this man is inappropriate. A number of the 16 have left the industry because of what happened to them by the hands, allegedly, of Justin Tucker. Where is the outrage? Where are the clicks? Where are the headlines? Where are the A-block segments on television? Where is it? Because I sure as hell am not seeing it. Now, the Ravens have a chance to get out from underneath this contract. They can cut this man in the middle of this month and be done with it. And while the Ravens have spoken in regards to what they want to do, right? As you see here, the NFL is currently investigating. Now, January 30th, the NFL was acting like all this was news to them. Now they're spinning the block, and now they're running around Baltimore trying to interview the same people that was this, the Baltimore Banner. The Baltimore Banner has already done, okay? So the NFL is now actively investigating this case and trying to corroborate all the stories. But the Ravens, if you go through here, they're looking at kickers now. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh on looking at kickers in the wake of Justin Tucker's allegations. We're looking at kickers. The kicker position would have been a priority no matter what. Justin's our kicker. We love him. Again, I understand you want to ride for your guy, but is that the statement you want to be making when there's 16 allegations of massage therapists in your own backyard? Is that really the statement you want to make? We love him. Always expected him to keep going forever, but nobody goes forever. Now, the quiet part is Justin Tucker was really subpar last year at his job. He wasn't that great at his job last year. You could argue that was the worst season of his career last year. And it actually cost the Ravens some games last year. Now, he has certainly saved them and rescued them by kicking them into wins prior. But last year, whether this case was on his mind, because again, January 30th, the story drops. That means the reporting was probably being done for a number of months prior, which would coincide with last year's NFL season. So there's a strong chance that Tucker or his peoples got word that reporters are sniffing around the story that was hiding in plain sight on the Elon app and on Facebook for years. It's 2024 when this is happening. They're talking about stuff I did in 2012. They're talking about stuff I did from 2012 to 2016. I could be in trouble. What if this comes out? This is a man that is held to high regard. He's damn near Baltimore royalty at this point. And now this man's whole trajectory, his whole reputation could go down to the dumps because something he did allegedly from a period of 2012 to 2016, it's finally coming to light, and there's a vast amount of evidence that seems to coincide with the fact that he likely did this shit allegedly. But the fact that that was on his brain while he's kicking, the emotional toll that he went through, the mental stress, the mental gymnastics he had to do to put himself in the right mindset to kick a ball through the uprights, when you know hovering in the background, they coming. They're coming to get me. What if they find out? Who am I going to hire as my lawyer? Who can I get? Can I get Busby? Is Busby that dude? The mental gymnastics Tucker had to do to get through the season must have been insane, because you cannot tell me this man had no idea they were coming for him when he was kicking the ball through the uprights less successfully than he's ever had in his whole career last season. There's no way I'm going to believe that. Absolutely, positively, no way. But we got a lot of vivid detail as to what nasty man Deshaun Watson, the OG nasty man Deshaun Watson, was doing with his case. Let's get into some of the details of what Justin Tucker was doing or allegedly doing in this case. Okay, now let's be clear. Justin Tucker's legal team is pushing back. They're denying everything. He's out there hiring defamation lawyers. So Justin Tucker is certainly trying to protect himself to make sure that his reputation is not going to be besmirched any further. However, the reporting that has been done by the Baltimore Banner seems to be very damning, and all signs point towards the allegations having some kind of validity. They have the owners of these wellness centers on the record confirming, yes, we banned him. This is no longer hearsay. This is no longer, IG masseuse therapist word against Nasty Man. This is a third party. So you have Justin Tucker and you had the massage therapist, and now you have a person and a spa owner confirming the massage therapist POV. That's a lot more credible than a IG masseuse versus Nasty Man. But let's get into the details. So, during these massages, Justin Tucker, I'm going to clean up some of it, but you'll follow. Justin Tucker was rock during these massages. Now, while if you're someone that has had massages, you may have experienced something in terms of sensations and erogenous zones and things of that nature. And certainly anything can happen during a massage if a spot is hit and it triggers something, right? However, from all signs from the 16 masseuse therapists that have been interviewed and their stories have been corroborated and validated, they all have said it was abnormal, the amount or the duration of how long Justin Tucker was rocked during these massages. So now that goes to tell me, was man's out here on a honey pack? Was Justin Tucker out here on a honey pack during a massage? These are professional masseuses. These are high-level spas. These are not your rub and tug that's in the cut, that has a storefront, that has nothing to do with massages. This is legitimate spas and wellness centers. They're saying what this man was doing was abnormal. This man was rocked for entire sessions. He would be staring masseuse therapist in the eye. Now, again, if you have ever had a massage, it can normally put you in a state of sleep. Not Justin Tucker. He is ice grilling. He is making severe eye contact with these masseuses for the entirety of the massage. Again, abnormal. I've gotten massages. I knocked the hell out. Not Justin Tucker, though. He's rock and he's staring them in the face for the entirety of the massage. Nasty man. Okay, what else was he doing? Okay, so when Tucker was laying down, again, if you've never had a massage, go get one and be appropriate, please. So you're covered with a sheet, right? You lay down on the table, you're either face down or you're face up. You lay down, you have a towel underneath you, right? Now you can, most of the time, you're clothed of some kind underneath the sheet. Well, Justin Tucker, he would be butt ass on the massage, right? Allegedly. He would try and move the sheet. Now, again, he's staring you in the face. He's on rock, and he's trying to move the sheet with his joint as the massage is going on, because, again, he's a kicker. So he would want his massages to be focused on his core, okay? Core is sternum down to your mid-thigh, right? So all of that, he wants to have attention paid to: lower abdomen, groin area, upper thigh, etc. Now, again, so you have to be near his dick, right? However, the fact that he's on rock, the fact that he's staring you in the face, And they also allege that he would try to inappropriately or inadvertently rub up against the masseuse therapist with his hands, with his elbows, anything to just generate some kind of contact. Again, while he's on rock. So again, any of those things individually, you can make a case for, shit happens. But when you combine all those things, he's rock for the whole thing. He's staring you in the face the entire time. He wants you to focus on his core, which is around his dick. Now, he has a sheet over him, and he's trying to maneuver the sheet to reveal his dick on rock. And oh, by the way, he's also trying to like get a shoulder on you, get a finger on you, get an elbow on you as the massage is going on. When you put all those things together, that is a nasty man. And 16 different masseuse therapists are alleging inappropriate contact from the Baltimore Ravens kicker. And that's not the worst of it. If you think I'm done, I'm not done yet, right? Told you, got notes. So, some therapists reported that after they left, because again, if you've never had a massage, I'll walk you through it. So at the end of the massage, when you're done, in your butt ass or in your underwear, whatever the case may be, the therapist leaves the room to allow you to get fully dressed, get back fully dressed. Sometimes it's a shower in there, you can take a quick shower, then put your clothes back on, whatever the case may be, right? So they left the room to allow Justin Tucker to put his clothes back on and get right to leave. On more than one occasion, more than one therapist reported that when they got back into the room after Justin Tucker had left, they found a pool of, certain things I'm not going to see on this stream, but he left something behind. Again, if man's is taking a honey pack and he's on rock for an entire massage and he's trying to work his way into either getting a happy ending or he's trying to work his way into getting physical contact or exposing his dick to the world, to the therapist, whatever it is, after all of that stuff and he's staring you in the face and all of that, like, yeah, mans would leave something behind. Mans will probably finish himself off. If he couldn't get the happy ending, he would finish himself off. That's what we're talking about. That's what your man's Justin Tucker was doing. And this is something that the Baltimore Ravens that are out here talking about how they love him. Justin's our kicker. We love him. John Harbaugh, do you really want to have this type of statement saying you love him when this man is on rock with a honey pack, staring masseuses in their face, having them massage his core, including his groin, and maybe kind of sort of allegedly leaving a pool of, but you love him though. But you love him though. So the Ravens have this thing allegedly called a zero tolerance policy. Now, a zero tolerance policy, it's in the name, right? We will tolerate nothing of the fact in regards to a certain violation for you to continue to work here. We have a zero tolerance policy on this. We have a zero tolerance policy on that. Well, after the Deshaun Watson thing blew up and became a humongous story, nationwide story, the Ravens came out and reiterated that they have a zero tolerance policy for sexual misconduct. Well, would you call 16 therapists over 8 different spas and wellness centers, 2 of which have banned Justin Tucker, would you consider that sexual misconduct? It certainly seems like that to me. However, again, John Harbaugh loves him. Justin's our kicker. Make it make sense. Let's see, what else do we have here in the notes? There is so much in this story. All right, yeah, let's go to here, right? Okay, so as allegation against Justin Tucker mount, the Ravens embrace silence. This is only a few days ago, February 25th, okay? Because the Ravens are being quiet about this. You see DeCosta here, you see John Harbaugh here. They are being extremely quiet. And as you see here, a week ago, the Ravens asked their almost 2 million followers on the Elon apps for questions. There's like a mailbag feature, all that type of stuff. Many wanted to know, why isn't Justin Tucker cut? Another asked, when are you releasing a statement on Tucker? Again, the NFL is just now investigating this story. This story dropped January 30th, which means the reporting was being done for months prior. So there was no getting ahead of this. There was no, well, let's try to lay the groundwork to let's build up an alibi. Let's build up. There was nothing. They've been passing the buck here with silence and just waiting for stuff to play out. Now, again, being silent is very advantageous for the Ravens POV because they can't be blamed for not jumping out and defending him if he turns out to be guilty, and they can't do the reverse of that, right? So staying silent, there's a method to that madness. It's not what we would prefer, but if you're a billion-dollar operation like the Baltimore Ravens are as part of the Shield, you can't be out here willing to put your rep on the line for a kicker. The Houston Texans were afraid to do it for a franchise QB at the time. So if one team's not willing to do it for a franchise QB, it would be hard pressed to ask another billion-dollar operation to do it for a kicker, no matter how good he has been in the past, okay? What we are looking at is that, as you see, 16 women at 8 Baltimore area spas have now accused Tucker of misbehavior between 2012, Tucker's first year with the Ravens, and 2016. The allegations against Tucker include claims that he repeatedly and intentionally exposed his erect genitals, brushed 2 therapists with his exposed penis, and in several cases, left what appeared to be ejaculate on a massage table. So again, I did all the reading, so you didn't have to, okay? But this is what the NFL is faced with. Are you going to let a guy who is known to be a pillar in that Baltimore, Maryland community, are you going to let a kicker who is going to go into the Hall of Fame? How much are you willing to protect someone in the case of Justin Tucker? How far are you willing to go to ride for a kicker? And yes, a kicker is part of a football team, but in the psyche of many, a kicker is just a dude, okay? What should be done here? I have my thoughts on it. I think I've made that pretty clear in this stream. But I just feel as though there is a lot that is being left on the table that is being underreported in this Justin Tucker story. This man appears to be dead to rights as Nasty Man Part 2. Yet I don't see the segments on popular talking head shows. I don't see podcast clips of your favorites airing people out. They got no problem airing out basketball players, football players for their performance on the field. And if it's something that's deemed to be even more egregious, like domestic violence or something like that, they got no problem airing that out. But for whatever reason, when it comes to massage therapists, there seems to be a lack of validation of the stories. There seems to be a lack of fervor against what's going on. And to me, it comes down to, what exactly would you want an NFL team to do? NFL media has a job to report stories, to report the news, to report the facts. They're not doing that in this Justin Tucker case. You get a little blurb every now and then of just an updated thing, but there's no outrage. There's no outcry. There's no venom. Where's the venom for the Ravens to act on this? Where's the venom for just Justin Tucker, who is defending himself like Deshaun Watson did? When Deshaun Watson tried to defend himself, he was mocked. But Justin Tucker gets to have defamation lawyers and his own lawyers, and they're sending out cease and desist and all types of stuff, and it's okay. Even though we have spa owners who are willing to put their names and credibility on the line to defend either current or former employees. Because again, a few therapists left the whole industry after the interactions with Justin Tucker, which is similar to what happened with Nasty Man, OG Nasty Man, Deshaun Watson. Some of those IG massage therapists, they stopped doing therapy altogether because of their experiences. And those experiences were highlighted in multiple profiles and pieces and press runs. Yet, outside of the Baltimore Banner doing yeoman's work, there's been nothing publicly to push the story of these now 16 massage therapists. I just wanted to hop on here and talk about that real quick. I just find it incredibly problematic of what's going on. I think the NFL in their investigation, there's not much to investigate. This is your investigation right here. These 3 reporters did the work for you. These 3 reporters who work and live in the Baltimore, Maryland area, put their own reputations on the line and their own journalism credibility on the line to make sure that these victims were able to have their stories heard. So the NFL, you don't have to do much investigating. Just read this article. Now you can corroborate on the back end just to make sure, but they've already done that. So I don't know how long the NFL's investigation needs to be, but it started with 6, then it got to 9 a mere 48 hours later, and now it's all the way up to 16. And this was done without the NFL investigating. This is actual old school journalism unearthing 16 different instances, 16 different women that have been allegedly treated horribly, inappropriately by Justin Tucker. Where is this on NFL Network? Where is this on the numerous 4-letter networks? Where is this on the various 3-letter networks? I can't find it. Can you?